the screen.
There we are. We need to start this one too.
Oh, which reminds me, I'm gonna go get the color that I was gonna. I kind of want to do like see what color.
Hi, everybody.
Are you on already?
Happy New Year. I'm on already, Kate. Move your butt.
Ran away. Happy New Year.
I had dreams all morning of throwing confetti up in the air and saying Happy New Year, but then I was like, oh, somebody's going to have to clean that up, and it's not going to be me. I'm really good at making messes and letting everybody else deal with it. Hey, so if you're on YouTube, hi, Eileen. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, we should be able to see comments on YouTube, but I'm not yet. But they are showing up, Eileen, on Facebook. Are you on Facebook or YouTube? Let me know how you're watching us, even if, and let's see what happens.
Ooh,
I mean, do we have to turn comments on or? Oh, hi, Sally. Oh, Sally is here.
Sally, hi.
Great. Good job getting on YouTube.
Oh,
yay. All right.
We were surprised that we actually got there.
Yeah. So for a few weeks, we're going to do both. We have Facebook Live on the phone, and we're here on YouTube Live on the computer. And so I want to know if you are, which one you're watching us on. And Barbara is here. Hi, Barb. On YouTube. Happy New Year to all of you. We're so excited to be able to do this. But anyway, like I was saying, I think I finished my sentence. We are, hey, Brianna. Nice. And Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
We can see you. All right. So we're going to do both for a little while until we get everybody used to going on YouTube, mainly because YouTube is actually turning out to be kind of fun, even though we haven't played too much with it. We're just learning it, just like we were on Facebook. But more people, I think, will be able to see us on YouTube. Not everybody, especially in our clientele, not everybody is on Facebook. And who knows what the heck Facebook is going to be doing. Hey, Shelley. Hi, Terry. Great to see you all. Boy, do we have stuff to talk about today. So besides Happy New Year, I want to start first because I have notes, but if I don't go by my notes, I'll get lost and forget stuff. So it's 2022. Here we go into our third year. Who would have believed it was possible? Our third year of the pandemic. Well, my family always has a little tradition of little sayings. And for 2022, my choice this year was dreams come true. And when I said that, it made sense and it rhymes nicely. And then, of course, I started to think about it. And I was like, all right, dreams come true. What dreams do I have that I want to come true? And that immediately led me to how much time do I have left to actually make a dream come true? Sorry, but that's where my mind went.
That's okay.
I'm at that age.
That's valid.
I'm at that age.
Yeah.
And what really struck me was that my dreams have come true. I get to live my dream.
Oh. You're making my dreams come true too. You know that? It's wild.
Every day.
Yeah.
So I have a lot to be grateful for.
It's been an emotional month. It's been an emotional year. We've gone through a lot, and we've held on for a long time, and now we're getting to a point where moving forward is kind of fun.
And it's going to be a great year. But
look at
what I also
Sally loved the yarn. Oh.
What I also realized is that dreams don't have to be big.
Gia said you made her dreams come true. Making the masks. I mean,
well, I'm sorry.
You guys know this store means a lot to me. This is like the best community I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
Anyway,
I didn't think that would happen.
I knit a sweater, yeah. You know what dreams I have this year for myself?
What?
I want to make all the mistakes so I can make all my finished objects. Like, I want more clothes. And I started doing that over the break. So like,
well, that's what January is supposed to be all about for us. It started a few years ago. There was a yarn store that called January Selfish Knitting Time, and you'll see that out there on on Instagram and Facebook, stores talking about selfish knitting time. I don't like that term. I would much rather have it be a
Yeah, I'll say I can come
yeah.
back in half an hour.
Have it be more a gentler term about me time knitting. And that's what a lot of our focus is going to be, a chance for you to take some time and knit something that either you really want to knit or knit something for yourself. And with that in mind, Kate and I have spent the last few days. You are.
Ooh.
She's got a strip to
So
show
this is
you
a sweater that I haven't made for myself, but
what she's taking off.
what I'm taking off. But I made another framework bralette. I feel like I'm a little naked today because it's so cold, but it matches my pants really good. And I will finish this on a Friday, and I think I've just been wearing it ever since. It's such a good layer.
And it feels good.
Yeah, and I don't get chilled, and I don't get all like icky cotton.
And what she's wearing is the Richard DeFries wool.
Yeah.
Right? It's 100% superwash wool.
And I usually have a skin sensitivity. This is on my skin, and I have not had any problems. So I'm kind of excited. That means that all that fin is available for bralettes.
So many of us are like, okay, good. Yeah, Kate's under 40, in good shape, blah, blah, blah. But when we had the framework in the window, I was really blown away by the number of people that came in wanting to buy it. This is what the young kids are wearing. So again, you may not think of this as something for yourself, but if you've got somebody under 40 in your life or under 25, they are going to want one. So that Kate did that. And then talking about mistakes, both of us had some learning experiences this year. So I'm going to let Kate talk first about her little experiment, because every knitting counts, even when it ends up being something you don't like or something that goes wrong. It still matters.
So I got these 2 skeins of yarn as samples. And those of you that know me know that I like this color. But this color is like, what? Is not really me. So I thought, I've been looking at these skeins for a while, and they're one of our new fingering weight yarns called Cool Wool. And so I thought, what would they look like striped? Yeah, it needs, I'm going to put elastic right here so that it cinches. Amanda said it needs underwire. I'm going to put elastic under there. So I striped it. What do you guys think? I did a twisted rib on the hem, and it's 1 row of the orange and 1 row of the black. And then in the body, I did 1 row of each color, and then it seemed to be too chaotic for me. Like it was too speckly, like it would have been good for a sock. So then I did two rows of each skein. And it's just not my style. It's coming out kind of looking like tiger print. And maybe it's someone else's style, but I'm just not excited to throw this on.
And that's what we decided, that even though the black colorway, has a lot of other colors in it. Yeah. When it's knit, it really reads as a black stripe.
Because those other colors in there match up with the light colors in the orange.
They just disappear. Yeah. Unless you really, really look closely. And because it's not making
let's take it off the needle,
Kate very happy. Right. She's going to leave the ribbing because she likes that part of it. And then she's going to just go with the orange color all the way through.
Scare everybody and pull this off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
so this is something you have to do it in order to realize whether you like it or not.
See, Terry likes it striped. Amanda says it looks brown.
And that's right. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not what Kate likes.
And as I was knitting it, I thought, geez, I'm wasting my time. And then like a couple more rows go by, and then I'm like, well, maybe I just need to see it. And I thought, in the end, if these 2 skeins were still in my stash, I would be like, what do those look like striped? So I had to find out.
So what I did was, I don't have the sample here because I did already rip it out. But if you got the email, one of the classes, one of the workshops that we're going to do, see, that looks really pretty.
It's kind of intense.
Now it's kind of pretty.
It's kind of intense.
It's pretty on the line, but I don't know how pretty it is really.
In person, it looks
not
different,
you
guys.
It is not you.
Me. It's just not me.
It's just not you.
So I spent a lot of time on that. I did a swatch and everything, but I had to find out.
Yes. So I started the Common Cowl, and that's a workshop that we're going to do later on this month. And I wanted to have a sample of it to show everybody. And I started doing it with one of Adrian's hand-dyed yarns that was tonal. So it was dark to light and then some white
like
in
this?
it. Worse,
Oh.
more colorful than that.
I see.
We'll show you that in a second. But it just did not show the cables up the way I expected it to. You couldn't really see the definition of the cables. And it's something that I know. I tell people that all the time when they're in looking at yarn. The more colorful the yarn, even tonal, the less stitch definition you're going to get, which is why multicolored yarns look really good in overall stitch pattern, meaning stocking net stitch, like Kate's cowl here,
Everyday cowl.
or seed stitch. They look great in seed stitch because that up and down of the knit and purl stitches really does show well in a multicolored yarn. But I ripped that all out, and that particular class is going to need a really solid, well-dyed color. Haydecker, glad to hear.
So you
MJ.
so did you get pretty far on your cables?
Thank you, MJ. Now I did. I got through an entire repeat, which
really
was about
24
rows, and then I was like, "Nah, you can hardly even tell front from back from this." So I trashed that, and we'll start that again. But what I did do a lot of starting knitting. I told you we're calling January me time. I told you all in the email that I started another ranunculus, and I bound off the body last night. So I have it here. Now I did some stash diving. So this isn't necessarily yarns that we have, but we can certainly get something similar.
We have a lot of wool.
Exactly. So this was a strand again of a lace weight mohair. This is the one that we don't have, but we have lots of others. This was the Luna Effects from Taki, and then a strand of a lace weight wool as well. Any lace weight will do. And I've gotten all the way through the body. I know this looks short, but when I put it on, it's the same length as
the sweater you have on now.
As the sweater that I have on now. It's hitting me right there, which I love the length of to wear over a dress.
It's really flattering to hit you.
It is. It cuts.
Yeah, cuts good.
Cuts good. So I sent you the link in the email for the Ranunculus sweater because I absolutely love this pattern. I love how fast it is. There's a little bit of interest in this color. It's very subtle. You can't even really, come on, Beth, say Happy New Year. You can't.
Happy New Year, everybody.
You can't really see the pattern detail that much in this color. It's really surprising how this blue doesn't show it.
Like if you would wear
a light color under it, it will show up more.
A light color under it, it'll show more because it'll stretch out across your shoulders.
But the other reason I love this sweater is because it takes so little yarn. I mean, you can basically do this long sleeve sweater in a length that will fit you in 600 to 800 yards. That's all it takes. It really, and it knits up nice and light and soft.
Because you're on a big needle.
You're on a size 10, and I actually knit the body on a size 10 and a half. So it's not that bad, but it is really, really fast. This is for me. I'm going to have it on a lot this winter. So when you come in, you can take a good look at it. I'll even let you touch me if you're nice and feel it. Okay. So the other thing that I started, I talked about once before because Kate pulled the yarn out for me, and that is we're using the Lark from Quince and Company, and she pulled that out when we got the worsted book in.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I know. The marker is in the page that's the hat. This shawl. So I started knitting the Stephen West shawl from the worsted book, and I'm looking at the computer isn't showing the colors as well as on Facebook. This is that great limey kind of acidy green, citrus green, and a bright orange, and that deep yellow, and then a gray and a black in the middle there. So I started this I'm counting as me time knitting because it's really fun to knit, but it's for a model for the store. So we're going to have it in here so that you can see. Yeah, really nice.
I love the colors that Stephen West chose.
Yeah, and we chose nearly the same,
colors.
just about the same colors. So I am well into it. I have basically just the black and white
Border.
squiggle thing at the bottom to do, I think.
You have a little bit of green left.
One more green section,
Ooh,
and then
it's got diagonal.
yeah, little cable at the
arrows
end, the
going.
arrows.
Cool.
So I'm more than halfway through with this, and so we'll get to finish that up this week.
I might have to just wear that when I'm here. It's so pretty.
You will have to wear it when
It's
you're here
so
because
pretty.
it's your color.
It's
But
the colors.
it does. This is how I take my knitting around in the house, because the big D gets really upset when I start leaving yarn and needles in chairs, especially in his rocking chair.
Oh, yeah.
He's not happy. And so I am really
gosh.
making an effort this year to be a little more organized and a little neater, because that is his main complaint. And God bless the man, because he has really put up with my stuff for almost 50 years now, and it goes all over the place. But I'm keeping things in containers, in bags, in baskets, easy for me to find with the pattern, and that's going to be it. Okay, here's the thing in relation to that. I saw a little post in the group about knitting every day so far in 2022, and that was pretty funny, Jen. Thanks for that. You'll probably be watching this later on, Jen Gerhardsen. But a lot of us responded with me too, me too, me too. And it's true. So far, there's only been 3 days. I have knit every single day of 2022.
1 to 3 is pretty, 3 to 3 is pretty good.
But one of the things that I saw, because I check Instagram out and Facebook, and I follow a lot of other knitting stores and all kinds of knitting people, struck me and really interested me. I may or may not do this, but one of the things that people are doing now is all throughout the year saving the labels. So every time they open a skein of yarn, they put the label in a box, in an envelope, whatever you can find, to keep them all together. And then at the end of the year, they videotape themselves or Instagram live them, dumping that box of yarn out, box of labels out, and adding up the number of skeins, because each skein has a label, and then figuring out how many yards, how much yardage did they knit throughout the year. I thought that was a great kind of challenge, or a way to keep track of just how much you do knit. Never mind measuring it, how much you knit every day, or if you do knit every day, but how much do you actually go through as far as yarn goes throughout the year. So I'm going to throw that out there as a challenge. I'm going to try it, and it will probably be June, and I'll be like, but let's see what happens.
Eileen might win. We send you a lot of yarn.
Yeah, Eileen, you might win too.
Maybe we could use it as decoration in the store.
Oh yeah, all the labels, tape them all to the window. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to mention that because I see some really fun stuff on you.
I thought I knew how.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. And then I saw a couple of others, and I'm just like, wow, I don't know what these things are. You have to pay attention all the time. All the time. All right, so we talked about all of that. Good. All right, so Kate also started a little swatch.
Oh yeah, so this was one of the yarns that I got on our last clearance sale. This is a fingering weight yarn by Shalimar that we don't carry anymore. But I think it's going to be a really perfect gauge to make these, I forget what the designer is called. Oh, Poison Girls, with like 3 R's, like girls, you know? And I had to go to the website, and so I bought 2 of their patterns because people were really generous to me this year, so I was able to buy a couple patterns that I've been wanting to make. And they're going to be like a beanie with like a big bow on top, kind of like an old style.
They look very 40s, yeah.
40s, I think it's like my style, but I've had this yarn since last sale, and I've been wanting to wear something on my head every day that's not a beanie. So I thought, I am going to take some time, use this yarn, and make myself something I've been wanting to make for a long time. So that was my me time. And then I did even more of a me time by doing a swatch And then, don't get mad at me, but I blocked it. I did the thing. I put it in a cup and I squeezed out all the bubbles, and then I squeezed it out. Like last night before going to bed, I stuck it on the blocking mat, stuck some pins in, and this morning it was ready to measure. And that is something that I do for my sort of therapeutic knitting. Is I like to have a swatch finished, separate, blocked, so that whenever I have questions about my project, I can go back to this and measure the stitch, the row. I can see how much it stretches. That way I can eliminate all those doubts in my mind. So that's something I do to make my me time knitting even more enjoyable.
Well, congratulations, Kate, because I don't do any of that.
And she's like amazing, so you don't have to do it.
We're getting some wonderful, wonderful comments and ideas about these labels. Making a paper chain.
Ooh, yes.
That's an idea for the window.
That's what I thought I knew.
And make a paper chain for the Christmas tree. And a vision board, Amanda. I love that. A vision yarn board. And Terry actually kept her labels. All right, Terry. Terry is a crocheter too, so she really goes through yarn.
That's what I want to get for my swatches. I want to have a board that I can stick them on.
That's really cool. Great ideas, you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exciting.
Okay, so I already did that. Now, there's one other thing that I want to show you from the worsted book, which ties in with our clearance sale. We are beginning to, you can see right here, we're beginning to gather the yarns that we are going to be putting on our clearance sale. We're going to have yarns that are up to 75% off. Many of them are going to be around 35% off. Wow. Now, two things are happening at the same time. We're doing inventory today and tomorrow. That's why Beth stuck her head in and then disappeared back downstairs.
Counting.
So while Beth, Kate, and Marianne is here helping to count all of the regular yarn, I'm also pulling the yarns that I want to put on sale and entering them in the POS system. When I do that and changing the prices, we're then able to move them right into the clearance section on our website. We have a few things on the clearance section already. So officially, when we open the door on Wednesday at 10, our clearance sale will begin for in-store shopping. But right now, there are some of the things that are already on the website under clearance, and you could purchase them right away at the sale price. And one of the yarns that we're putting on sale is this Davila, and we have a lot of it. It is, it's in the middle basket, but there's also that plastic bin is filled with a lot of it too. And Davila is a worsted weight yarn from Plymouth that is not a superwash. It's 100% merino, but it's not a superwash. It has a creamy feel, but it's not that really soft, sloppy feel that superwash can sometimes get. So it has a crispness to it. I really like this yarn, but it's been slightly underappreciated. I put a few samples together of 4 different colors because in the worsted book is also this hat pattern, which is going to look fantastic in this Davila because it's all worsted weight. So I did not put these groups on the website, but all the colors are on the website. So you could put together 4 colors that you like. This hat also come this way. Oh, this comes with a sweater. You stay still right there. Okay. This comes with a sweater. I wish that they did the sweater in the hat stitch pattern as well, but they did the sweater in big stripes. We have sweater quantities of the Davila, so you could decide that you were going to make a sweater. Now, here's the best part.
It's a whole outfit.
Yeah. The Davila is 25% off. It was, what does that say? It was $8. Now it's $6. For $24, is that right? Yeah. $24, you have enough yarn probably to make 2 of those hats in this. They are 50 gram skeins, so there's only 100 and think it's exactly 123 yards
Mm.
per skein, but it does knit at a worsted weight, size 7 or 8 needle, and a really, really nice yarn. So think about that. Oh, good, Rosemary. Glad. Yeah, the whole password stuff.
Ugh.
You should have seen me trying to get
That's
this
the
YouTube.
worst.
It was like, I won't tell you what we changed all our passwords to, but it's one
Something
we'll
that's
never
easy to
forget.
remember.
ever. Okay, so Davila is one of the yarns that's
Yes.
going on sale. Then there is also this one I did, the Wish and the New York. Both of these are trendsetter yarns. The Wish is also a worsted weight, a light worsted weight, from Trendsetter that has a slight tweed. This probably wasn't the best
I know.
one to pick, but it has a slight tweed to it. This also was ridiculous at $8 or $9 a skein, and now it's going to be 35% off at $5.85.
I feel like
This
this
is
a
all we
cool
have.
one to show though, because
It
it's got
is.
shots of bright turquoise. I feel like this yarn would be really good for like an outdoor children's garment.
Yeah,
It's like, it looks like confetti cake almost.
and it's really a decent yardage. It's 165 yards in each skein, so it may not look like a big puffy 100-gram skein, but there's a lot of yardage in there, so it wouldn't take a lot to do a sweater with. I have not yet inventoried or gotten to this, but the sister yarn to that is the New York. Now, we used the New York to do the Humulus a couple of years ago when I did the Humulus, which is a pattern on Ravelry with a top down and just a little bit of color work in the yoke. Knits up beautifully. Both of these yarns are non-superwash, so they have that nice real wool kind of feel. If you're sensitive, they're not scratchy itchy, but they are rustic feeling. There are rougher yarns, but it's not that bad. But we have a lot of
I
New
could
York.
wear this as a second layer, but not as a first layer. But my
Exactly.
my sister could wear this as a first layer, and Beth can
You could
wear
wear
scratchy
Beth.
as a first
It
layer.
all depends on your own sensitivity and what you
This
like.
is something that I like to do. If you're
Oh,
walking
that's a
around,
good
if you're
idea.
walking around the store, you're not sure, and it seems a little weird, especially with COVID, to put it around your face. Put it around your wrist and just walk around the store a little bit and just see if you notice it there, like not the weight, but the itchy. Just see.
Because you will, because that's a sensitive area.
I do that. I walk around and after 10, 20 minutes, I'm like, nope, that's not for me.
So I'm not going to show you all the yarns that we've put on sale. Check the website out. Come on in. Everything with a yellow tag is going to be marked down at least 25%, and some of them even more. So we've got a lot of yarn to get rid of this year that we're kind of done with. Some of them we've had in the yarn for a while. Some of them we have.
It's like, but it's a yarn that I still want to use. I'm like,
oh yeah, nothing's junky.
Oh no.
She's crying. She's begging me to reorder. I'm like, no. Okay. So another thing that I knit, or that I started, is the other project that we're going to be doing for workshop this month, and that's the pressed flowers. Again, if you've been on Ravelry or been around on Instagram, this swept through knitting groups and knitting stores last year, and I finally said, all right, we'll do it too.
You sound excited.
I was like, I wasn't sure I really liked it,
But
then I started knitting it, and holy moly, look at how fun this is. I did a little bit of stash diving, so the gray is you hold it.
Okay.
Thank you. Is something that I had from Frog Tree a long time ago. But any solid background color, and then for the contrast color, I picked one of the bright skeins of the Feederbrook Farm, the Entropy DK. This pattern is great. People have knitted out of Rios, out of the Feederbrook, out of lots and lots and lots of different yarns. If you look at that on Ravelry, you will see people have used all kinds of things. The recommendation, however, I strongly recommend 2 very contrasting yarns, because this is my second attempt. My first attempt, the colors looked great side by side in skeins, but once I started to knit with them, there wasn't enough contrast.
Because they shared some colors or some hues?
They shared some color. They were too close. So you really need a light and bright and a solid
This is a lot
dark.
brighter in person, I would say.
It is. It's not showing up
it's
as
very
bright
like carnal. It's
on
showing up
YouTube.
brighter
On Facebook, it's
on
better
the
color.
phone. I think the phone just has a better color camera.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And yes, a beginner knitter can do this pattern. It's although there are two colors, you're only ever working with one color at a time. So it's just either all of the solid or the whole row of the multi. It's a slip stitch pattern. And so once you get past, this is the hardest point, the most work from here to here.
The increasing.
Yes, because you're setting the patterns up. You don't have a lot of stitches. You're very into the directions on the pattern. You have to follow them. Follow them. In the workshop, we'll get through that section. Once you get through that, you have a ton of repeats, and it's the same thing. And by the time you get to this third flower right here, you get it. You get it. And you really don't even have to look at that much at the chart. The chart is there to help guide you, but the first row sets the color work and slip stitches up. The next row, you're doing what you see.
That's something I really love about mosaic, is that it seems complicated, but once you get the rhythm of it and it really flows. Yeah, it really does. Mosaic always feels really rhythmic.
And so we're doing a workshop on that. Two of them. We'll meet the first time and get you going, and then take a week for you to knit away on it, and then meet again the second time so that we can correct any problems or answer any questions. So I got that much done. I worked on this just kind of yesterday in the afternoon, and once it got going, it really flowed through. So I may be last to the party on the pressed flower thing, but I think you'll enjoy knitting with it as well. One thing I did want to tell you about the bags that are right there, Kate. We aren't putting just yarn on sale. We are pulling a bunch of odds and ends. So these bags that we had in the store, I've marked down considerably. So this one was $52, and I've marked it down to $30. And then the other style that we have was $75. And I've marked it down to $40, I think, $45. So we've got bags like that too, if you're looking for a great bag. I actually bought myself one of these, and I've started using it. I really love these bags. I really do.
That's why you got them, Linda.
That's why I got them. Exactly. Okay, so again, our clearance sale is on. This is the only sale we're having this winter. Our next sale won't be until July during sidewalk sales. So we're not doing Super Bowl again this year. We're not having a February sale. This is it. This is when we're cleaning out all the old inventory so that we can make room for some new fun stuff this spring and summer. And that kind of was it. We are planning on doing more workshops. I feel like we still can't really comfortably do classes yet, so I thought I might be ready to do it, but I'm really not, especially with the way Omicron is sweeping through, and Northampton is really trying to be as careful as possible. So we're still masking up, asking you to wear a mask when you come in, and we will do private lessons again or help sessions, but you just have to call and schedule those.
Yeah, maybe we can explain what constitutes a help session.
So if you have a dropped stitch and you need it to be picked up, that's not a help session. That's just to come on in and we'll do what we can for you. If you don't understand some direction in your pattern, that's a help session. If you need to
find where you're at in a chart,
that's a help session. Okay. Anything where it's going to take me more than a minute or two to figure out or to explain to you, we really need to sit down and have a little time with you. Yeah, and we can do it in chunks of 30-minute time and help you through that.
And you don't have to schedule it like before you come to the store, really, or do you?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Because there are days when
it's busy.
When we're really busy.
So the reason why we want to do this is because we want to keep being able to help you all with your projects.
And keep you knitting.
Yeah, exactly. But we also have a lot of people coming in, setting up their new projects. And so we want to be able to serve them as well. So if y'all tell us when you're coming in, we can be ready for you, and it'll just be a lot smoother for everyone, and everyone will get what they need.
It also really helps me because it's difficult for me to be in the shop by myself and have people come in for help, for that kind of help. I need it to be when there's somebody else here as well, so
That's
that
true.
I can concentrate on helping the customer or the solving your knitting problem, and Kate can still take care of the store or whoever else is here, Dahlia or
And we tried to
Sophie.
be really fair by breaking it down, you know, $10 for 30 minutes.
Yeah. So that should work. Okay, I think I'm looking around. I think that covers everything today. I think YouTube worked.
I think it did.
And Facebook worked. I didn't see any stopping or anything like that.
No, I didn't see
and
either.
Yes, Bess, that is the pattern, the pressed flower shawl. And it's 500 and something yards of the main color and 400 and something yards of the contrast color. So it's usually 2 and 3 skeins, 100-gram skein. But take a look at it, see what you think. Let me know, guys. Did you like YouTube? Did you find it easily? Because by the end of the month, I want to be all, I don't know, maybe we don't have to make that decision now. This seems to be working.
Yeah. We're going to roll with it.
And Happy New Year to all of you. And I really appreciate all of you being here. Good, Eileen. Yeah, I like it too. Although the color, maybe it's just my computer. I hope the colors are good for you guys. And YouTube automatically records, so this will be available on our channel. So if you want to see it again, or if you know somebody who didn't get a chance to watch it live, they will be able to see it again, just like Facebook has it out there. So we look forward to bringing you lots of new yarn, helping you with your me time projects this month, and throwing a few of those classes and workshops out, and hopefully something will interest you and you'll be able to attend it as well. All right, you guys, thank you so much. And
we're gonna go count
see
yarn.
you on Wednesday. We're
But
going
you
back
go
to
knit
counting
something.
yarn. Exactly. You go knit. We're going to go count. Bye.
Bye.